This kid went to a Catholic school in Florida. Florida. And if you've ever been to Florida, you know that there are lizards everywhere. On walls, sidewalks, just chilling by the pool. It's a lovely day. So one day, this little lizard gets inside the school building. It's in a classroom. And everyone's freaking out for some reason. The teacher's consistently saying, "Nobody touch it! Nobody touch it!" And this one kid thought she was scared. That's why she was saying it. So he chased the lizard around. He picked it up. He caught it. "Don't worry, miss. I got it. I'll go put him outside." The teacher then gets really weird. "Oh, you shouldn't have touched the lizard. Why? You just invited the devil into your soul." "That's funny." "No, I'm serious. Get in the hall." She then sends this kid out into the hallway and calls this nun to come up. The nun then takes him to the chapel part of school where she prayed over him for the rest of the day. And this kid is sitting there. The nun also made the kid watch her kill the lizard with a cross. I'm not sure what kind of Florida Catholic school this is, but that's crazy. This girl goes to a sleepover at her friend's house. She's about 10 years old, and everything is normal. It's a nice house, it's a nice family. Nothing weird, but then bedtime rolls around, and that's when she notices something. You see, her friend has 5 brothers, and all 5 of them share one giant room. She walks past, it's filled with bunk beds. No decorations at all. No posters, nothing like that. It looks like a frickin' barracks. Then the mom starts getting everybody ready for bed, and apparently the boys had a nightly routine. "All right, boys, line up." All 5 brothers line up, and she starts inspecting them one by one. Shirts tucked in? Good. Jeans on? Good. Belt fastened? Good. You all look very dapper. Now go to bed. And sends them off to bed. She asks her friend, "Do they do this every night?" Her friend's like, "Yeah, every night." And just think about how weird that is. No pajamas. In fact, the mom is making them wear a t-shirt, jeans, and a belt to sleep. And then she notices something in there. Each of those bunk beds doesn't have a blanket on it. And the brothers acted like it was completely normal. Now you see, alarm bells are going off in my brain. Someone should probably call DCFS, because that sounds sus. This teacher and this one kid argued every single day, constantly butting heads. "Johnson, look at me." "No, you look at me." It's one of those things where every single class, kids are just waiting for some crazy stuff to go down between these two. Well, one afternoon, this teacher is fed up with this kid and says, "Johnson, if you keep talking, we're gonna have a problem." "No, we're not." "Yeah, we are. If you keep talking, I'm gonna call your mother." The kid just goes, "Do it." The teacher goes, "Oh, I will. My mom's gonna agree with me anyway." The teacher didn't like him talking back. "You know what? Just go to the office right now. Go right now. Leave my classroom." "Okay." He walks out of the classroom for 1 second, and then he comes back in. "You know what? I'm gonna call my mom for you." He dials. It's on speakerphone. It's ringing, and his mom picks up. "Hey, Mom. My teacher wants to talk to you." Teacher was panicked, didn't know what to do. The entire class is laughing. "Here, I'm gonna hand you over to her." She takes the phone, and she hangs up. Kid was still sent to the office, but she kinda looked like a joke after that. He bullied the wrong kid. This bully started messing with one of the smaller kids by the lockers one day, talking trash and getting into his face. "Nice hair, ginger boy," trying to get a reaction, but the smaller kid ignored him. "What, you got nothing to say?" Then, out of nowhere, the smaller kid grabs the combination lock that's hanging off his locker, and he swings it across the bully's face. This kid's kind of bleeding a bit, he's crying, teacher comes running, but the smaller kid skipped off the class, and for some reason he did not get in trouble for this. Well, his next class was woodshop. After the bully got himself all cleaned up, he started to get mad again. "Yeah, he got a cheap shot on me. I'm gonna find him. Oh, I'm gonna get him back." The bully then goes to this kid's woodshop class, and he walks in. He sees the small kid in the back corner working. Now, the small kid is working with 2x4s. Planks of wood. Why the bully thought it would be a good idea to mess with him again, I don't know, but he does. "Hey, you're freaking dead." Without reacting much, you guessed it, smacks him right across the face with a plank of wood. The kid freaks out again, starts crying. He's bleeding again. This time, they both get sent to the office, but the woodshop class had a ton of people say that this bully went to attack the small kid first. And if the small kid didn't defend himself, well, it would have been bad for him. The bully got expelled. Careful who you mess with. Bada bing, bada boom. This kid's taking a math test one day when something falls out of her pencil case. The teacher sees the piece of paper on the ground. "Oh, Stacy, I saw that. Pick up that paper and go to the office. No cheating in my class. No, I wasn't cheating. No, go to the office. No, seriously, I wasn't cheating. Just read it. Take the note and go to the office now. Jeez, lady's going a little crazy, huh? But this girl then goes to the office. So now she's walking through the hallways, carrying her backpack while the teacher follows behind her. She grabbed a different faculty member to watch the class while she left. They get to the principal's office. Stacy, sit down. What's going on here? I caught her with a cheat sheet, cheating during our test. Go ahead. Hand him the piece of paper. The teacher looks at Stacy. Stacy looks at the principal looks at Stacy. Here, go ahead. Read the note. The principal takes the paper and reads it out loud. Eggs, bacon, window cleaner, popcorn, Cheez-Its. This is a dang grocery list. Yeah, I know. I'm going to the store after school for my mom. I wasn't cheating. You crazy teacher. Mrs. Johnson, are you serious right now? Oh, I could have. Is there somebody watching your class right now? Yes, Mrs. Carroll is. Good. Stacy, go back to class. We're having a chat. That's karma. He slept through every single math class. The teacher talking, he was asleep. Putting notes up on the board, dude was knocked out. Everybody got used to seeing him face down on his desk. Well, one day the teacher was absolutely sick of this. I'm absolutely sick of this. One morning, the teacher stopped in the middle of the class and he wrote a complicated problem on the board. He then told the person sitting next to this kid, "Hey, Billiards, wake him up." Hey, wake up, man. The teacher then says this: "Since you've been paying attention so closely all class, solve this problem for me. You have 4 minutes." The whole class is waiting for this kid to get embarrassed. He immediately walks up to the board. He's still exhausted. He takes the marker, he begins writing. 3 seconds later, he says, "Done." The teacher's like, "Yeah, no way. Let's see." It was perfect. The kid sits back down and puts his head right back on the desk. A few days later, the teacher tries again. "Wake him up, I got a really hard one this time." Bro, 273.67. That's correct. It becomes a thing. He tried a few more times before he just stopped bothering him. Just let him sleep throughout every single class because he always got A's on the test and he always did his homework. So why can't the kid sleep? Yeah. At this one school, there was a day called the Polar Express Day. It's where the elementary kids would wear their pajamas to school, they would watch Polar Express at the end of the day, and then the buses would take them home. It's everybody's favorite day. Everyone's all cozy, there's snacks. Polar Express is an awesome movie. Well, this one year, during the movie, nobody noticed that the snow was coming down, and it was piling up outside. All right, kids, movie's over. Let's open the blinds and... Oh. It's snowing. And it was snowing a lot. Well, school's over and the buses are delayed. It takes about 30 minutes for these buses to show up to the school. Well, this group of kids gets on their bus, but it wasn't their normal bus driver. It was a substitute bus driver. And the problem is, for some reason, this bus driver had no idea where he was going. I think this is the right neighborhood, right? No. Where are you taking us? The bus driver didn't know what to do, so he stopped at a freaking gas station. Okay, guys, we're just gonna pull over here for a second. There's a man at my window. Hey, kid, want a free animal? What? Then they stop at a random parking lot. One kid has to call his parents so they can give him directions. "Mom, we're lost. Talk to the bus driver." "Hi." The mom tries to give him directions. It didn't really work that well. So he drives the bus with all the kids in it back to the bus depot. Carl, what? "I need you to take these kids home, man. I have no idea what I'm doing." "What do you mean?" "There's still kids in that bus. Help us." So they switch bus drivers and this bus driver gets them home safely. But by that time, it was around 7 p.m. That's a crazy day. There was this kid in 8th grade, and to be clear, nobody liked him. Why? Well, because he was frickin' mean. He would steal people's food and say, "Mine, survival of the fittest." He barked at the PE teacher once. Ruff. And he had this really insane talent of making other people cry. Kid was a certified menace. But one day during lunch, he picks up one of those tiny square milk cartons, and he sees someone across the way and says this: "Hey nerd, catch this." He winds up, he launches the milk carton, and he misses. The milk carton missed the kid he was trying to throw it at, but it hit the security guard in the chest. Oh, you, come here now. And let me say this, the security guard was a huge, buff dude. People respected him because they were terrified of him. "Oh, no. I'm so sorry." Well, this 8th grader is now starting to panic because he's terrified. "I said, come here now." And he starts walking over there, slowly, in shame and terror. And just like that, every single student in the cafeteria begins cheering. Yes. Justice is served. Who's the nerd now? Loser. Everyone was just so happy that this kid, who seemed to never get in trouble but was always so horrible to other people, was finally getting the karma he deserved. So this one guy's at Lowe's, and he's shopping solo. DIY plumbing situation. He's in the aisle looking for parts. He's totally zoned in. When, out of nowhere, he kind of tweaks and has a little freak out moment. Turns out, it was a yellow lab. The dog sniffed him. That's it, just a little snout boop. Nothing more. But this guy spins around like, what the hell, man? And the dog owner is like, you'll be alright, man, chill. Now, any normal person would have taken a breath and been like, okay, yeah, you're right. Hi, what a good boy, you know? But this guy loses it. That is not your call to make. Don't tell me I'll be alright. Are you kidding me? He's just full-blown going off on this dude. And the guy calmly says this. You know Lowe's is dog-friendly, right? He sniffed you, man. Big deal, you're just being a jackass now. And our guy says this right before he walks away. Off. He grabs his stuff, he storms to customer service. I want to file a complaint. About what? A dog sniffed me. So yeah, he left mad, still very much heated, over a dog sniff. Imagine being that guy. Oh, is she just on TikTok right now? I mean, I guess we can all be on our phones then. No phones in class. What? So this teacher at this one school was just done. She was tenured, bitter, and she didn't even fake it anymore. She walked in late almost every single day, never brought in her laptop, and gave students independent reading like 5 days a week. But this time, she just kind of took it a little too far. She walked in 10 minutes late, holding Starbucks, sat down at her desk and said, I'm not really in the mood today, class, so just pretend I gave you something to do. Then she pulled out her phone and didn't even put headphones on. She just started scrolling on TikTok full volume while sipping her coffee. The whole class looked around like, wait, what are we supposed to do? But naturally, a few people pulled out their phones as well. You know, I guess it's totally fine to be on our phone today, they thought. Absolutely not. No phones allowed. I don't want to hear a sound from you guys. Silent. Do something, but be silent. They're like, you're literally watching TikToks in front of us. What the heck's your problem? That's when one kid pulled his phone back out. Not to scroll, but to record a video.
If I post myself and get, I don't care how cheap something is.
Just a quick video, her at her desk watching TikTok full volume, sipping her coffee, and the rest of the class sitting in silence. He posted it that night. Next day, 40,000 views. Somebody sent that video to the principal. The next day, the principal pulled him aside and asked him to take the video down. But instead of getting mad, he said this. Thank you for sharing that. We're gonna use it. They're gonna use it, he says. By 6th period, the superintendent showed up at the school. He walked straight into that classroom. The principal was behind him. They asked that teacher to step out in the hallway. She never came back in. The next day, they had a sub. Good. That teacher should definitely not be teaching. The pepperoni pizza's been eaten. How is that possible? It started with pizza. On pizza days, this cafeteria made only like 30 slices of pepperoni pizza. And when it was gone, it was gone. No backup, no mercy. And there was this one kid, let's call him Darren. He lived for that pizza. Yo, I live for that pizza. He would sprint to lunch every single pizza day just to make sure he gets it. Oh, yes. But one pizza day, he got to lunch a little late. And when he got to the front of the line, it's gone? Oh, man. Just cheese left. He was mad, but he held it in. The next pizza day, he left for lunch even earlier. He was jogging to the cafeteria, practically. I'm gonna get it this time. And again, gone. 2 pizza days in a row, gone before he even got there. On the next pizza day, just as the lunch bell was ringing, the fire alarm went off. The whole school evacuated. They were pretty sure it was a standard fire drill. It took about 30 minutes to clear. All right, single file line, everybody out of the school. Just a drill, come on. Now, like I said, this happened right before lunch even started. But when they came back in, the lunch ladies noticed that somebody ate the pepperoni pizza. How is that possible? The pepperoni tray was supposed to be sealed. The full pan, it was half gone. Well, they were obviously super curious as to where this pizza went, so they checked the cameras. Darren, in the cafeteria alone, helping himself to a tray of pepperoni while the entire school was outside. The footage had a timestamp, 12:02. That's 2 minutes after the fire alarm went off. He was suspended on the spot, and there were rumors about legal charges. But nobody knows what really happened because the kid actually never came back to that school. All we know is Darren got his pizza. But at what cost? One day, this kid came to middle school with pink eye. He didn't really tell anybody about it, because if the school knew he had pink eye, they would make him stay home. Well, this was right around the time where classes were having some of their biggest tests of the year, and students were getting stressed out. Oh, dude, I couldn't study at all this week. I'm gonna fail this test. Like, it's bad. I tried my best. Hopefully I passed, but you know. What's wrong with your eye, dude? I have pink eye. Oh my god, you have pink eye? Why are you here? Because they're serving chicken nuggets at lunch today. I can't miss that. Dude, if you give me pink eye right now, I'll have it by tomorrow and I won't be able to take the test. Gives me more time. Dude, all right, $10. Okay, here. All right, you ready? Go for it. Okay. Well, word spread, and that day, this dude made $350. The school got pretty suspicious why tons and tons of students had pink eye at the same time. They couldn't really pin it on anybody. And it was a win-win. This kid made some good money, and tons of students were able to pass their tests because they had more time to study.
Yay!
Now, this is a school business. When this kid was in middle school, he had an idea. So his school banned energy drinks, but kids still wanted them really bad. So he decided to start his secret business. He would bring in cans of energy drinks hidden in his backpack, and he would sell them for $5 a piece. Now, at first, it was just a few of his friends buying from him. But word got out, and suddenly, everybody wanted to buy from him. Now, business was immediately booming. And because the school banned energy drinks, and he was the only one selling them, he raised his prices to $10 a can, and people still bought them. For months and months, he ran this operation, and he never got caught. He even had a system. He would take orders in the morning, and he would make secret drop-offs in between classes. But one day, a gym teacher saw him hand an energy drink to another student and take money from him. Instead of shutting this kid down and turning him in, all he said was, "Be careful." So he kept going. Then, one day, the principal got involved. A teacher saw a kid chugging an energy drink in the hallway, so the teacher inquired, and that kid snitched. The principal pulled this kid into the office, and just like that, the business was shut down. But, in total, he made over $7,000. You gotta respect the hustle. This is awesome. This person said that when he was in high school, he was applying to colleges, and there was one college that he really wanted to go to. So he was at his counselor's office, and they were talking about this. Yeah, so I really want to go to that school, Steven, and I think I can do it. Steven, you're not getting into the school, man. Steven was pissed. He went to the principal's office and told the principal the situation. Yeah, so Mr. Johnson just completely, disregarded me and shut me down, said that there's no way I'm getting into that school. Well, Steven, he has a point. I mean, look at the school and look at you. Apply to a state school, come, just go. This made Steven even more mad. So what did he do? He went home. He sat down at his computer and he began writing his college essay. He went to town. He was writing. He was thinking. His brainstorming. Thoughts were just spurting out of everywhere. He was done. He sent it off to that school that he really wanted to go to, and he waited. Well, time passed, and suddenly there was a big packet in his mailbox. He goes inside and he opens it. Accepted. I got in. I got in. He got into the school. Oh my God, he was so freaking excited. Well, it turns out this school was way too much money and he could not afford it, so he ended up not going to school, but he made copies of the acceptance letter and he taped it to the door of his counselor and the principal. One for you and one for you. When this kid was in middle school, he would make these things all the time. They were called paper wasps. These folded pieces of paper you put in a rubber band and you shoot them at people. Well, this kid would occasionally sneak up on his friends and attack them with his paper wasps. And yes, they hurt very bad. But nobody ever got back at him because for some reason, his paper wasps were far superior than anybody else's. So this kid got an idea. He started making tons and tons of paper wasps. His secret in making his paper wasps was using the right amount of paper. And after it was done and folded, he would staple the tip. The staple was used solely to increase pain on impact. Well, business was absolutely booming. The kid was pretty much an arms dealer at his school. Eventually, because of his business, full-blown battles were happening throughout the school day every single day. He was eventually shut down, but in total, he made over $400. Okay, so this is crazy. It was pizza day at this one dude's high school. He took a bite of his pizza and it tasted nasty. Here's the pizza in question. But he noticed on the bottom of the slice of pizza, there was this weird stuff on there. Now, it could have been just the flour or the powdery part of the crust, but he was still skeptical, so he brought this slice of pizza to his science teacher, and the science teacher tested it. And guess what? That stuff is mold. W teacher, L school. Yo, this dude is sus. Okay, so at this one person's high school, there was this dude, and everyone called him Crazy Leo. He was like 6 feet tall, he acted and said weird stuff all the time, and he had crazy eyes. Well, the girl that shared this story said that one day, in chemistry lab, Crazy Leo came up very close behind her. Immediately, she was sussed out. I mean, Crazy Leo was acting freaking crazy. Well, he then asks her this. Can I have one of your hairs? What? Can I have one of your hairs? Sure, fine, take it. Thank you. She said yes just to get him to leave her alone, and he plucked a hair straight out of her head. Once he got the hair, he walked away back to his seat. He then turned on the Bunsen burner in front of him, lit the hair on fire, and inhaled the fumes. Good old crazy Leo. Listen to this. This guy said that he recently graduated high school, and it was his 18th birthday. His parents took him on a cruise. All right, son, for your graduation and for your 18th birthday, we are going on a cruise. Happy birthday, son. Oh my God, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited. How long is the cruise? It's a week-long cruise. Now, none of them have ever been on a cruise before. But this kid had friends who went on, so he knew what to expect. So he told his parents, all right, Mom, Dad, I was doing some research. Cruises are different than regular vacations, okay? We have to follow the schedule, especially when we're on the excursions on the islands. Can we do that? Yeah, son, of course we can. Yeah, son, of course. Honey, please. Okay. Well, it was 2 days into the cruise, and the ship had stopped at an island. This kid's parents were shopping and bargaining with locals. They were having a good time, but it was time to head back to the ship. Oh my gosh, you guys, we better head back to the ship now. Hold on, son, I'm talking to this man. I'll give you $20 for the backpack. Fine, I'm heading back. He gets on, and the boat immediately takes off. Without his parents. They were mad. I cannot believe you. Thanks for ruining our vacation. They had to then book and take a flight to the next island to catch up with the ship. They didn't talk to him for the rest of the trip. They blame him for not making the boat wait for them, which is absolutely bogus. Here are some disgusting school lunches. Okay, the rice looks fine, the carrots look fine, but what is this disgrace of chicken nuggets? Like, come on. This kid got one slice of turkey covered in gravy and sliced carrots for lunch. And yes, that was all that the school was serving that day. This next one's absolutely horrible. It was a high school in New Jersey, and they were serving beef and cheese sandwiches for lunch. And this is said beef and cheese sandwich. This next one is from a school that was serving chicken patty sandwiches one day. This kid took a bite of his sandwich, and this is what he saw inside. That is the nastiest chicken sandwich I've ever seen in my entire life. What the hell is that? Alright, this next one is mac and cheese served with garlic bread. And last but not least, this person got an apple with their school lunch one day. They realized something was weird about it, so they cut it in half. And this is what the apple looked like inside. Absolutely disgraceful. Dumb reasons people broke up. So this person was an EMT, and she was on a second date with somebody. They went to the movies, and they were seeing Twilight, New Moon. Well, about halfway through the movie, she noticed a man 3 rows ahead of her having a seizure. Oh my God. What? That guy's having a seizure? No, he's fine, just watch the movie. But she knew that he obviously wasn't fine, so she made the theater stop the movie. Stop the film! Stop the film! She then went up to the guy and helped him out until the ambulance showed up. After the guy was taken to the hospital, she noticed her date had left, but he sent her a text. He said that he couldn't believe she made the theater stop the movie for some guy, and that she should have never done that, and that he never wanted to see her ever again. That's nuts. This is the weirdest school business I've ever heard of. My father sent me the story. When she was in 3rd grade, she would bring her pet turtle to school a couple times a week, and she would charge kids $5 a minute to hold the turtle, and people actually paid. I guess they really liked turtles.
I like turtles. All right.
Business was booming, so one day she upped the price to $10 a minute, and kids were still paying to hold her turtle. But she was starting to get money hungry, so she tried to up the charges to $15 a minute to hold her turtle. Well, one kid had enough of her raising the price, so he told the teacher, and the business was shut down. She made $700 in total. This person is the worst. So this guy was on a first date with this woman that he just met. They were having dinner and it was a good time. She then started talking about a time when she was in high school. Her favorite car was a Jaguar, and she really wanted one. But her dad bought her a Prius instead. She wasn't very happy, so she crashed that Prius on purpose. Now that the Prius was crashed, she thought her dad was gonna get her the Jaguar. But no, he bought her another Prius. Once again, she was very upset, so she crashed the Prius again. Her dad must have learned his lesson, because then he bought her a Jaguar. Talk about spoiled. Black markets kids ran in their schools. A follower submission. When this girl was in middle school, she once brought a few glow sticks to a school dance. The kids that saw them kept asking her if she had any more. So she had an idea. She went to the store and bought 12 packs of 24 glow sticks for $1 each. And then at the next dance, she stood by the entrance and sold them to the kids kids coming in. That night, she sold out and made $288. Well, the teachers didn't really like what she was doing, so they made her an offer. They said she could set up a table and sell the glow sticks right next to the snack table. Otherwise, she can't sell them anymore. All she would have to do was give the school a tiny bit of the profits. She said yes, and after that, she still made about $300 a dance. People that lucid dream basically never sleep, because sometimes lucid dreams can feel just as real as actual waking life. Picture this, you had an incredibly long day, you go to sleep, but you wake up in your dream. Except you know you are dreaming, and you can do whatever you want. It's your own personal world. You can fly to anywhere you like, make anything appear in front of you, not to mention that you can actually practice for things in real life in your dream. If you don't know how to lucid dream, you should. And this app will teach you everything you need to know. Go to the App Store and search YoroX. I promise it works. Oh, great. There's a hole in my shoes. Hey, Bill, can you get me a pair? Bill! Yeah, what's up, boss? Can you get me a pair? A pair of what? I don't have time for this, okay? I'm texting you the address. This is my usual spot, alright? Please be back quick. Okay. This should be the place. Mr. Stevens, you saucy dog. Yeah, how can I help you? Yeah, I'll take a pair of your finest twins, please. What? Yeah, I'll take your finest pair of twins. This is a shoe store. Oh, a pair of shoes. You guys should really fix your sign. This person saw the craziest thing in a waiting room. This guy took his dad to a doctor's appointment at the hospital. His dad was taken to go get some x-rays. So while he was waiting, he went to the vending machine. That's when he heard some commotion. He turned around to see what was going on, and that's when he saw a moose standing in the waiting room staring at the receptionist. It's looking at me. It's looking at me. Security was called, and when they got there, they obviously did not know what to do. Everyone just stood around for about 10 to 15 minutes, until the moose decided to walk out of the building on its own. Crazy things teachers said to students. The guy that shared this story said that when he was in 4th grade, his teacher told him something that freaked him out. You see that, Kyle? That's the sun, right? Is that the sun? Yes, that's the sun. Well, the crazy thing about the sun is, Kyle, by the time you turn 25, the sun's gonna explode, and it's gonna kill you and kill everyone you know. As a 4th grader, he had never thought about death before, but after that conversation, he was having an existential crisis, and his dad saw him crying. What's wrong, man? My teacher said that when I turn 25, the sun is gonna explode and kill me and everyone that I know. Is that true, Dad? She told you that? No, don't worry about it, buddy, okay? It's not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm sorry to be calling you so late, but did you tell my kid that the sun is gonna explode and kill everybody when he turns 25? Yeah? Don't do that. And the next day when that kid went to school, she apologized. He will regret this for the rest of his life. This guy's sister was murdered 3 years ago. 2 weeks before her murder, she left him a voicemail. Call me back when you can, but I'm scared to go home right now, and I've been scared for a while, and I think someone's after me. But I was wondering if I could please come and live with you, please. He lived across the country from his sister. Well, his sister had a history of substance abuse, and he thought she was calling for money again. Well, he didn't really want her around his newborn baby, so he never called her back. Then he heard the news that she was killed. He could have stopped it. If he would have booked her a flight and let her live with him, this would have never happened. He has held this guilt ever since, and his mom says that she will never forgive him. This girl is the worst. The guy that shared the story said it was halfway through his freshman year of high school. He didn't have any friends and he was bullied fairly often. He sat in the back of every single class he was in and he stayed quiet most of the time. That's why he was confused when suddenly this popular girl started talking to him. Steven, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm Kayla. After about a week of flirting with him, she asked for his number. A few days after that, they were walking down the hallway together when she led him to a stairwell that was rarely used. Come with me. When they got in the stairwell, he just stood there, and then she leaned in for a kiss. But right before they made contact, she spit in his face. Oh, God! That's when a bunch of her friends popped out of nowhere. What a loser! Gabba-dooba habba-gooba. Like I'd ever kiss you. This is hilarious. This person said that when he was 6 years old, he was hanging out with his little 3-year-old brother when he told him something to mess with him. Hey, you see that? Yeah? That's a TV. And you see all those people on the TV? Yeah. Well, you see, those people are actually stuck inside the TV. They got sucked in because they were sitting too close to the screen. What? For a month after that, whenever the TV was turned on, this kid would lose his mind, trying to get as far away as he can from the TV. Come on, kids, let's watch a movie. The parents eventually found out why their youngest son was terrified of the TV, and it took a very long time to get him to not be scared. Black markets kids ran in their schools. This kid went to a military high school, and Wi-Fi wasn't allowed in the dorms. Now, the only place on campus that had Wi-Fi was the student center. So this dude got a brilliant idea. He bought a Wi-Fi repeater and set it up next to his window. That's when he realized he got just enough signal from the student center to boost it to his entire dorm. And this is how his business started. He charged people $10 a week to keep the password. He even kept an Excel sheet with everyone's device on there, and if they paid or not. Payment was due every Thursday because that was the day they would get their allowance from their parents. And if they didn't pay by Friday, he would blacklist their devices. At one point, he was making $200 a week, and he was never caught. This babysitter is so mad. This person is 20 years old and she's a babysitter. One night, she was babysitting this one family's kids while the parents went out. The mom left money on the counter for them to order pizzas and breadsticks. The pizza and the breadsticks were delivered. They all ate, she had a few slices, and that was that. When the parents came home that night, they asked her how it went. Hi, okay, so how did everything go? I hope they didn't give you too much trouble. Oh, everything went perfect. The kids were well behaved. That pizza place, though, was so good. I've never gotten food from there before. What? When she said that about the pizza, the mom got puzzled. She then asked, why did you eat the kids' dinner? I only had 2 slices and a breadstick. I think that's okay, right? No, not really okay. I didn't expect to have to feed you as well. Don't eat our family's food, please. Okay, have a good night. What?
লোকটা কে?
কিন্তু এই 4 লাইন তোমরা বাসায় প্র্যাকটিস করবা, ঠিক আছে?
ও এটা আরে এটা অচেনা শহর, অচেনা মানুষ।
একজনকে তো অন্তত ছিল।
হ্যালো,
তন্নি
মামলা দিব।
মামলা?
হ্যাঁ।
তুই আমাকে মামলার ভয় দেখাস? এই
আমি আসলে একজন কন্ট্রাক্ট কিলার। ছোটবেলায় কারোর জন্য বাবু, কতদিন সব বাচ্চাদের জন্য খেলনা নিয়ে গেলাম। দুষ্ট একটা বাবু আছে।
তাড়াতাড়ি সম্ভব তুমি থানায় কমপ্লেনটা করো। আমার তো অনেক ভয় লাগছে শুনে।
কিছু মনে না করলে আগে নাম্বারটা থাকতে পারি প্লিজ। আমি শুভ।
ব্যবসা করেন, অনেক বড় ব্যবসা।
বাইকটা নষ্ট হয়ে গেল। অনেকদিন পর বাচ্চাদেরকে এভাবে দেখলাম, খুব ভালো লাগছে, সুন্দর।
চিন্তার কি আর শেষ আছে রে মা?
টুম্পাও ভালো আছে, তুই কেমন আছিস বাবা?
মা আমি আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ভালো আছি। শোনো না, কেমন চলে?
ভালো চলছে। তুই বাড়ি আসবি কবে?
আমি
মানে আপনি আমাকে ভুল বুঝতেছেন। আমি আপনাকে ডাকছি এটা বলার জন্য যে আপনি আমাকে এরপর থেকে বাবা, আমার শুধু বাবাই আছে আর আমি। সবাইকে কি বলছি, বাসায় গিয়া এই পড়াটা পড়তে হবে, ঠিক আছে? এখন ছুটি, বাসায় যাও। আপনাকে অনেকবার বলছি এরকম রাস্তাঘাটে আমার সাথে কথা বলবেন না, বিরক্ত করবেন না।
কেন?
লোকটাকে
আমি তন্নি, এখানেই থাকি।
আচ্ছা না, আমি এই রাস্তা দিয়ে যাচ্ছিলাম, হঠাৎ কাজটা করতেছি না, উনি ফোন দিচ্ছিল তো একটু টেনশনে পড়ে গেছি, কাজে লেগে গেল, তাই না? আমি এটা রেখে দিই।
সত্যি?
আপনার কথা বিশ্বাস হচ্ছে না? খেলা মানে ওই আপনার মতো সামনে একটা ভাই আছে, উনিও বাচ্চাদের পড়ান। যাচ্ছে উতলা, আমি যে না রাস্তা ক্লিয়ার করার কথা বলতেছে না, সে বিয়ে করতে চায়। আমার মনে হয় আপনার উচিত এসব ঝামেলা থেকে সরে যাওয়া।
না, আর রাস্তাঘাটে ডিস্টার্ব করবেন না।
মানে আমি তোমাকে ডিস্টার্ব করি?
ওকে, তাহলে আমি আপনাকে একদিন রান্না করে খাওয়াবো। আমাকে
জি।
জ্বালা।
কার ফোন ছিল?